Hello, everyone, and good morning, and welcome to the information session for Study Melbourne Future Founders Pitch Competition. My name is Kenny Kurniawan. I am the community lead at StartSpace, and I'll be your host for today. And I also have some of my colleagues here in the background. Please wave Simone, Roberto, and Tara, and Shui. So lovely to have all of you today. And before we go along, just making sure everyone is aware that this session is being recorded for distribution later. So feel free to turn off your camera if you'd like to. And before we start, I'd like to, on behalf of the State Library Victoria, to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land where I'm broadcasting today, which is the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. I also would like to pay my respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging. So in today's session, what we're going to do is I'm going to go through some key overview about the pitch competition, but we're going to go through that fairly quickly because we want to make sure we've got lots of time for your questions at the end. So throughout the session, feel free to put any questions in the chat or the Q&A function, and we will address them at the end. So if there's any questions that doesn't get addressed today or you think about it later, feel free to pop those questions in an email to us at startspace@slv.vic.gov.au. Excellent. So we'll kickstart with a big thank you. I would like to say thank you so much to Study Melbourne, who has been our partner for the Study Melbourne Future Founders program, and it's our 4th year together running the program. It's been a fantastic journey, and this program would not be possible without Study Melbourne's partnership. So thank you so much, Study Melbourne, for the great support. I would like to also thank Scape Student Living, who is our sponsor for this year's pitch competition. So thank you so much for your support, Scape. Please check out their website for more information. So let's start at the beginning. What is the Study Melbourne Future Founders Pitch Competition? Well, it is an annual pitch competition as part of the Future Founders Festival. So essentially, the top 5 finalists from this competition will be invited to present live at the festival, which this year is happening at State Library Victoria on Friday, the 24th of November, 2023. So essentially, you'll have 3 minutes to present your pitch and also some questions time with the judges live. So here are some photos from last year's competition to give an idea. So again, I know it might feel a bit intimidating to think that you're going to be presenting to big audience, but it's also very exciting and it'll be a great experience for you. And rest assured, it is a really safe space for you to learn, and you'll have lots of friendly faces cheering for you in the audience. So please, don't worry about that. It's going to be an amazing day at the festival, and you're going to be part of the evening part of the festival. So what are the prizes that you're going to win? So of course, it's a competition, so you're going to win some prizes, right? And we've got really great prizes. So the first place will get $5,000 in cash, and also 6 months StartSpace Loft membership. So if you're familiar with StartSpace, we're a free co-working space and community as part of State Library Victoria. So you'll get a place for you to work for 6 months here at the Loft. And the second place get $3,000 in cash. And also the third place gets $1,000 in cash. So really great prizes. And again, thank you, Scape, for sponsoring the prizes for this year. So how to apply? It's very, very simple. So essentially, you need to submit an application through the online form. So there's a QR code here for you to scan. It will take you to the pitch competition website. So click on the apply button to access the form. It's a very short form. It only asks for things like your name, your contact details, those kind of things. And then most importantly, we need you to upload a 3-minute video of your pitch. And please, no longer than 3 minutes. Otherwise, you might get disqualified. And also, you need to upload a pitch deck, which is just a presentation in PDF, and please limit it to 10 slides maximum. So essentially, you need to do that before the application window close, which is going to be on the 11:59 p.m. on Sunday, 29th of October. So not this Sunday, but the Sunday after. So in the midnight of that night. So please make sure you go to the website to access that form. So the next question is, who can apply? Well, you can apply if you're a current or a former international student studying in a Victorian higher education institution. So if you've graduated, it needs to be up to 5 years of your graduation. So you need to be over 18, and you need to be a founder or a co-founder of an early stage business. And we say here lawful, it only means that you're not breaking any laws with your idea or your business. And I just wanted to emphasize here as well, because a lot of people ask us about this all the time, that this is for early stage businesses or business ideas. So a lot of people come to us and say, oh, I'm not sure if my idea is ready for this. I've just started it, etc. I'm telling you now, it is ready for it. Just apply. It is for early stage idea and businesses. You don't need to have anything like an ABN or anything like that. You don't have to already have customers or revenues, anything like that. Like if it's an idea and you've got a plan to build this business idea or startup, please apply. You can be part of the pitch competition. So what is the judging criteria? First of all, at this point, I would like to encourage everyone to please read the terms and conditions document. So I know terms and conditions are not the easiest document to read, but it has all of the important details, including what is the eligibility criteria and the judging criteria. So please go to that document and have a read before you submit your application. Essentially, there's 5 criteria that we will mark against, and each of them have slightly different impacts to the overall score. I'll go through it fairly quickly, but if you need me to go into more details, please put it in the chat. So the first one is to do with the overall quality of your pitch presentation and deck. So what it means is it doesn't have to be fancy or anything like that, but as long as it's clear, we understand what you're trying to say. It can be engaging, you can be creative with it, but essentially it's a good quality presentation and video that we can understand. The second one is to do with the market and the problem. So what this essentially means is we want to see from your video and your deck that you understand who is the target audience or the market you're trying to market to. And also, what is the problem that you're trying to solve for them? And this ties to the third criteria, which is the solution, or basically, what is your product? What is your offering? What is your service that you think will solve this problem that your audience is facing? So hopefully that's quite simple. And the fourth one is to do with the people, which is if you're a solo founder, it means you. If it's a team, then it's about your team. We want to know how you think your team or yourself is best suited to deliver the solution for this audience. And the fifth one to do with the traction that you've gained. So traction just means progress. So in terms of this business idea or this business, and we understand that it's still in the very early stage. So we're not expecting like, you've raised some funds or anything like that, but just to do with what have you done so far with this idea or a business. So even if you've said to us, I've just started this, but I've spoken to 20 people who I think is our target audience, and this is what they say, something like that. Or you've created the website, or you've started doing the product or anything like that. So we would just want to know how far along have you gone with this business or business idea. So hopefully that gives you a quick overview of the criterias. It's really, really simple, but if anything is unclear, please put it in the chat. And I can already see there's heaps of questions, which is really, really great. But if you're just joining us, I just wanted to encourage everyone to take a moment and put your questions in the chat. We will address it at the end. My colleague Simone is kindly going to read it out for me. And I just wanted to do a quick summary of all the points that I've just delivered. First of all, please remember to read the terms and conditions document. It has all of the important information. Second of all, you need to fill in the application form, which again, it's a very short form, I think less than 10 questions. And then you need to upload 3 minutes pitch video. So if you've uploaded to YouTube or Vimeo or even Google Drive, just give us the URL and make sure it's accessible, because sometimes you forget to set it to public and we can't access it. So please make sure. And we won't accept any video longer than 3 minutes. The fourth thing is upload your pitch deck, and remember not to put any more than 10 slides. The fifth thing is obviously submit your application and make sure you hit submit before 11:59 p.m. on the Sunday, 29th of October. So if you're a bit like me and you like to procrastinate a little bit, please make sure you submit it way before the deadline ends, because if it goes over the deadline, you will be disqualified. So and then what you do is you sit back and relax, and you will hear from us at the very latest by the 17th of November, whether or not you've been shortlisted as one of the finalists and will present live at the festival. So hopefully that gives you a quick overview. So I'm just going to switch to the final slide here with the QR code again, and I'll leave that on the screen. And as I move to Simone to check with her if there's any questions that we can address, and I'll be addressing it together with my colleagues here in the room. So Simone?
Thanks, Kenny. Yes, we do have a few questions. Thank you everyone for submitting your questions. And I must apologize for anyone that I've given a thumbs up to. It didn't necessarily mean that that was a yes to your yes answer to your question. So sorry for the confusion, but we'll clear it all up right now. So the first question we got through was, what is the criteria for the pitch comp? So I know you mentioned the 5 key criteria. Are you happy to just quickly run through those again, Kenny, in case that was missed?
Yeah, absolutely. So again, the complete list of the criteria and an example is provided in the terms and conditions document. I'm pretty sure Simone's put a link in the chat to that document as well. If you can't find it, it's just on the pitch competition page. It's called terms and conditions, but there's essentially 5 criteria. First is to do with the overall quality of the pitch presentation and the deck itself. The second is to do with the market and the problem, so how well you know your audience and what the problem they're facing. And the third one is about your solution, so that could be what your idea is, whether or not it's an offering, it's a service, it's a product, anything that you want to offer. And then the fourth one is to do with the team, or if it's a solo founder, it's to do with you. How do you think you're the best person to deliver the solution? And lastly, traction, which is it's a fancy name for progress. So what have you done so far with your idea or your business? So hopefully that gives a good quick answer to that first question.
Thanks, Kenny. That's awesome. And that question was from Sing Chan. So thank you for your question there. The next one, we've had a couple of comments or questions around, is this open to both domestic and international students? Xavier and Michelle were both asking that.
Great, yes. So thank you so much for this question. And I know this comes up a lot. So to be the participant who's presenting, so the main participant presenting, you need to be an international student or a former international student. However, if you are a part of a team and in your team there's local or domestic students, that is completely okay. However, the main applicant, the person applying, needs to be international student or graduate. I hope that's clear enough.
Thanks, Kenny. The next question we have was from Hassan, which is quite specific, actually. Do I need to know the net worth of my target market?
Okay. Interesting question. I'm not sure what you mean by the net worth. Perhaps what you meant is kind of the total addressable size or share of the market, anything to do with that, or the value of this market. The quick answer is you not necessarily have to. If you think it will help you with the pitch, so essentially when you're doing a pitch, what you're trying to do is you're convincing people that this is a big enough problem for us to try to solve. It's a really big problem, and it's a really painful problem, for example. So if that helps you to deliver a convincing pitch, by all means, you may put it in, but it is not a criteria. So again, it is really up to you what you put in your pitch. And again, because it's an early stage of your business, you might not know everything. We're not going to expect that you know everything about your audience, but anything that you can put in the pitch to convince people who read it or watch your video that, hey, this is a big enough problem for us to try to solve, and this is the potential market size and things like that. If that help you deliver that argument, yes, feel free to put it in. I'm not sure if any of my colleagues want to jump in to say anything about that. Roberto or Tara, feel free if you've got any additional points.
I can jump in there. Yeah, I'd agree. I think anything that you can just include to show that you know a little bit about your market target, anything is helpful. But as Kenny mentioned, it doesn't have to be all those specifics. So it might not be the size. If you do know the size, that's very helpful. But as long as you can demonstrate some understanding of who your market are for the problem that you're trying to solve. We'll jump to the next question. Thanks for that, Kenny. So Alkin was asking, is voice over pitch deck slides okay in submitting the video for the pitch comp, or do you need to show your face in the pitch comp video? That's a very good question.
Yeah, that's an excellent question, and I might need some help from Roberto on this. But so essentially, at the end of the day, this is a pitch competition. Yeah. So a pitch competition is, yes, it's important for us to understand what your business and your problem and solution is, but essentially it is at the end of the day a pitch competition. So the biggest impact in the marking will have to do with how well you deliver it as a pitch, how convincing it is, how clear your points are, and how well your deck is structured to deliver that. So I understand that sometimes we like to use the voiceover function to do that. Perhaps if like myself, English is not my first language, so it is helpful to do that. But I would actually personally recommend for you to just give it a go to present on your own, because essentially at the end of the day, you do need, if you're one of the 5 finalists, you'll be presenting live in person. So it will be a good practice for you to do it yourself. But you can do some practices doing voiceovers, but essentially, if you're a finalist, you need to present in person. So I don't know if anyone would like to jump in and help me with this question.
I just wanted to support Kenny. If you're a finalist, we will anyhow get a pitch deck for you. So one thing is seeing the pitch deck is very, very important. But, particularly at this early stage, we also want to get a sense of the founder. And there's nothing better than see you live in action on the video. So, yeah, look, as Kenny said, you're going to have standing in front of 300 people, very warm and welcoming people, but you will have to do that. So you might as well practice standing in front of a video camera. That's good. One thing I just wanted to add very, very briefly, not on this question, but in general. So Kenny has already given out the details about the prizes, which is amazing. But the feedback that we get most of the time from this pitch competition is the money was great, but the access to the community, the access to the network, the access to that kind of, we have now a community of 1,300 founders and growing. So I would put also that as an intangible price basket, not to be dismissed, not to mention the exposure. We're now the largest festival of this kind in Australia, so the winners will get a lot of exposure. So there's a lot of benefits besides the not negligible cash prizes and loft.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you, Roberto. That is a very, very good point. If you're not familiar with StartSpace, we're a community of early stage founders, people like you guys who's starting their businesses. So if you win or you're being part of this pitch competition, even if you don't win, you get to present in front of this audience. The exposure you will get from being on that stage in front of the judges who are experts in their industries is going to be very amazing. However, saying that, I think, with international student, again, some of us are a bit shy because, English is not our first language. We're not expecting you to have like perfect English. It's not about that. Just be yourself. And, yes, you can rehearse and practice your presentation, but it's all about how well you can represent your idea, and we want to see something genuinely from your own experience or anything like that. That this is something important to you, and I think that will show in how you present the pitch, if it's genuine and you're super passionate about it. So that's probably my advice to everyone. Don't worry about your English or anything like that. Just give it a go. We accept any presentation. Yeah.
And can I add one more point?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, just for those actually particularly passionate thinking about entrepreneur, getting started on the startup journey, I think this is a great place, actually opportunity for you to, practice, even you just come in and practice. Thinking about this is all a room of international students, so, actually nobody laugh at anybody. So it's a safe place for you to practice. And then also as a little bit of promotion ad, as part of the Future Founder programs, later next year, we'll also kick off the Future Founder Venture Scholars, which is more comprehensive, like including like a 3 month of 12 weeks of tailor-made like a mentorship, and plus another prize of $10,000. So you consider this pitch competition as a rehearsal, as a practice, and keep an eye, stay tuned for our announcement for the next year's the Venture Scholars.
Yeah, really great point. Thank you, Shay. A lot of the participants from the pitch competition, they go on and apply to the Venture Scholarships, which is a more comprehensive program happening early next year. So yes, again, would really encourage you to apply to the pitch competition. It's a really great start. Even if you're just starting out your business, please don't worry about it being too early or anything like that at all. So perhaps, Simone, if we can go to the next question. I'm conscious of the time.
Yeah, absolutely. So this question is from Aaron. Thanks, Aaron. This is a great question too. So I'm going to frame it in the second part that you've added there. So do we have to dedicate time to discussing our business model, competitors, and the go-to-market strategy in the pitch? So before Kenny has a chance to jump in, because Kenny's been doing a lot of talking, I was just going to add, in terms of that question, I guess in terms of the 10 slides and the 3 minutes, one thing to think about would be what's the most important information to include in that 3-minute pitch or in those 10 slides to get everything about your solution to the problem across to the judging panel, to the audience. So it sounds like you've got a lot that you could potentially put in there, Aaron, if that's your example. So I would probably look at it more of what's the most important details to get in there that tells the picture, but without trying to put everything into a 3-minute pitch. Kenny, would you like to add to that?
Yeah, I actually would go to Tara because she's got her hand up. Perhaps you want to add to that, Tara?
Yes, it's one of the things people do struggle with when they've got this set of criteria and everyone translates it or understands it in a different way. As Simone said, you sound like you've got quite a lot going on there that you could go on to, and that's great background. But to you and to everyone there, getting across your most authentic self, it's surprising 3 minutes is not a long time. So it's about saying, well, what are the key points? And then perhaps backing that up with that, you know, no more than 10 slide PDF, so that we get an essence of you, the founder. And I want to make sure everyone knows that last year we had a very broad ranging set of winners. Some people had done more, some people had different ideas, everyone had different backgrounds, so spoke at different levels of English. That's what made this a very diverse community and made this a diverse competition. So some people may get full rocks on traction, but not as much on the actual idea. So it's a very holistic view that we look at, is about what have you bring as a founder. So great background there, but for people to actually think, you don't need to think about a business model in its full scope. But you can think about how it would go, or your idea about how it goes. You're learning, you're coming in, it's a start. So don't feel that you have to give us everything, because it was a very broad section and community that actually got into the final. And we had some amazing people. We'd love to put more people in the final, but unfortunately we couldn't do that last year.
Thanks so much, Tara. Sorry, Simone. Yeah, I'll just jump in and just add to that. I think, yeah, really, really great point that we don't have any, before this gets asked, people ask, like, is there a specific industry that you're looking for, a specific idea? Does it have to be tech or anything like that? The answer is no. Any industry, any idea, any type of businesses is welcome. And again, yeah, we welcome people from different types of businesses, and yeah, you're welcome to apply. And also, I think it's just about thinking through, like, in 3 minutes and in 10 slides, what can you deliver, and stepping back to think, okay, does everybody in the judging panel or the audience understand about this problem that I'm trying to solve, you know, dedicating time to make sure everyone understand that. And if it means you want to put in some information around what business model or anything like that, again, that's a decision you need to make. But essentially, after you deliver the pitch, do people understand what you're trying to do? What is the audience? What's the problem you're trying to solve? And what is the business going to look like? And so on. So again, it's 3 minutes is not very long. And of course, there's going to be time for the judges to ask some questions to you. So you might have that in your back pocket. If the judges ask a little bit about that, then you can answer. But a tip for me as well is, for the early stage of your business, a lot of people, the greatest quality of a founder is to know what you don't know yet, right? So if you're aware enough to know, I'm still early, I've still need to work on X, Y, Z, and just being genuinely honest about that as well is a really good quality, to say that I need to look into this part and that part, and I think that's completely okay to say that as well. Roberto, jump in.
Yes, Kenny, maybe you've mentioned it and I might have missed it, but one thing I also wanted to say is that the 5 finalists, you're going to get a chance to rehearse on site on the same week of the festival. So if that makes it a little bit at ease, you're going to be able to be on the same side where you're going to be presenting eventually at the festival, minus 300 people. You'll just have our team to give you feedback. So there'll be another round of feedback and support pretty much the Monday before the festival.
Thank you, Roberto. So Simone, I don't know if we want to do like a quick fire one, because I can see that there's some more questions that we haven't answered and we're almost at time. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, we've got 2 more questions, so I think we'll whip through them. I'm going to do them in reverse order. So the first one is from Chloe, who asks, previous winners' target market had focused on the student market. So their problem solving was aimed at the international student market or a student market. Not all of the previous finalists, but certainly some did.
Yep.
So the question is, if my target market is not focused on students, is that okay?
Quick answer is yes, it is okay. So again, just to clarify, we are not looking for any specific target audience or industry. It can be anyone, it can be targeting anyone, it can be in any market, any type of businesses. It's completely open to anyone. And yes, I think Simone's already mentioned one of the winners from last year has their target audience is student, but actually the other winners from last year or even the previous years, this is the 4th time we're doing this, don't have student as a target audience. So yeah, don't worry about that. Hopefully that addressed that question. Do you want to go to the next question?
Yeah, we've got the final question here, and thank you everybody for all of your amazing questions. So final one is, and what made the last year's winner win the pitch? So I'm going to jump in first, so Kenny has a bit of a chance to think about this one. I think it's useful to think about this in 2 parts. So initially, when you're submitting your application, you need to make sure you've got your 3-minute pitch video included and your 10 slides included. And so the most important thing about that, and relating to the winners of last year, they made sure that it was really clear that they got all their messages across in a clear, succinct way in the video and in the pitch deck. And so something you could do to help double check, you know, how your message is coming across is maybe practicing in front of someone, especially someone that doesn't know much about your business idea or the solution that you're creating. So that would perhaps give you a bit of an edge and a bit of an idea as to how you're tracking with how clear your pitch is. And in terms of the winners last year, I know personally they practiced a lot. So obviously we take the 5 finalists through to the final at the Future Founders Festival, and they pitch live. And so I know one thing that certainly got them over the line was they practiced a lot before that pitching live just to make sure it was seamless. So that helped a lot. Kenny, I'll let you jump in.
Thanks, Simone. And I think that was going to be my answer along that line as well. So that's really great. Yeah, I would recommend for you all to, there's lots of resources on the internet. There's lots of, if you look up like pitch competitions, or I think people from Startup Network, for example, does a lot of pitches. Techstars, you know, a lot of people who's done lots of pitch competition have videos of their pitches. That is really great. So have a look at those. But the worst thing would be to try to copy what they're doing as well. Just, you know, make it super genuine about what you're trying to do here, and represent yourself and your team. So that would be my advice. And also, again, yeah, you'll have lots of time to rehearse. And what would be really great as well is, like, when you do your video, send it to someone you know, and then without giving them prompts, like ask them if they know what you're trying to say, because that would be a good test of how clear you're trying to do. Keep it simple. It's about how clear your message is, that if you take a step back and think, the judges might not be super familiar with your market or your industry. So it's about getting them to be on the same page. Okay, this is what the market is. This is what the problem is. We need to fix this. So just keep it simple like that, I think. I think hopefully that helps answer the question. And is there any last minute ones before we let everyone go?
No, that's it. I've just answered Hallie's question separately.
Amazing. Yeah. So yes, there's lots of case studies of past competitions that you can read, but again, it's good to read those to get a sense, but it's not an indication that we're only looking for people like this, but it's always good to see what are the good things that they've created. So I think we'll probably wrap it up there because I'm conscious of the time. So just again, this video will be ready and available soon for you to watch again if you missed the beginning or if you need to rewatch some of it. And if you have any questions that you didn't get answered today for some reason, or you just haven't thought about it yet, please send us an email at startSpace@slv.vic.gov.au. If you go to the website, scroll to the very bottom, there's our website, email address there. Send us an email. We'll try to get back to you within 24 hours to 48 hours with the answers. So if you're still on the, you're not sure if you're going to apply, my biggest tip is just apply. Because you'll never know. And this is a great challenge that you can challenge yourself to try to achieve. Even if you don't get to be a finalist or a winner, it means you've put the effort to think about how you can best pitch your business to someone else. It's going to be a great piece of work that you're going to be thankful for yourself in the future. And again, it's going to be super fun. It's a great experience for everyone. So hopefully I will have to convince you to apply. And if you haven't done already, please register yourself to go to the actual festival. So it's going to be a day and evening festival. It's going to be a whole day on the Friday, the 24th of November. It's going to be here in the State Library, in the Conversation Quarter. It'll be full of really amazing people, so much diversity. You get to see international students, local students, but also lots of startup ecosystem people who's got their own startups and mentors, investors. So it's going to be really great to be in that room to get your inspiration. So please, if you haven't done so, register for the festival today so you don't miss out. And in the evening part is the pitch competition as well as the celebration where we'll have lots of food, lots of drinks, and lots of really amazing special performance, live performance as well. So that's going to be really amazing. So please register to get your ticket today. So I think I've done so many promotion now, Simone. I should stop there. Is there anything else you would like to add from the team? Anyone from the team before we let everyone go?
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I was just going to say the same thing, Roberto. Just come along and enjoy it, and then support everyone else that's there. Every day we put this together, and it's probably the best event in the year for us. We enjoy it so much. So come and join us because it's fabulous, and there's so much to come take out of it, irrespective of whether you're being part of this pitch competition or not. Yeah,
and the great thing is it's free. And there's lots of food, so please get your ticket today. All right, so I will leave it at there. Thank you again, everyone, for joining us. I know we went over time, and we look forward to seeing your application, your videos, and get in touch with us. If you're not sure about anything, do not let that stop you from applying. So thanks again, everyone. Have a good day. Enjoy the sunny Melbourne. Take care. See you later.